Okay, welcome to this week's midweek wisdom, and we're going to be looking at something very important. That's the role of the father in a family. The role of the father, and it's a series. But we're going to take everything one after the other and begin to look at these things and how they affect the family and, of course, the society at large. The role of the father. And I'm going to start with Genesis chapter 2. Genesis chapter 2, verse 16. After God put the man in the garden, verse 16, and the Lord God commanded the man, he commanded the man, saying, of every tree of the garden you may freely eat, but of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil you shall not eat. For in that day that you eat of it, you shall surely die. I want to bring your attention to the fact that it was to Adam that God gave the commandment. But let me show you something. In Genesis chapter 3, where the serpent was about to tempt the woman, verse 2, and the woman said to the serpent, we may eat the fruit of the trees of the garden, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, God has said, you shall not eat it, nor shall you touch it, lest you die. How did Eve know the commandment? Because in Genesis chapter 1, verse 16, God gave Adam that commandment before Eve was created. I want to show you the first steps of the role of the father in a house, in a home. And this is coming to you, young men. For those of you who have no families yet, who have no families of your own yet, please listen to these very carefully. How did Eve know about the commandment of not to eat the fruit? Something is clear. If you take a second look at this, you would understand that Adam taught his wife the commandment of the Creator. That's why she knew about it. Because in Genesis chapter 2, verse 16, God gave Adam the commandment and Eve was not yet created then. Because shortly after God gave Adam the commandment, he said, verse 18, and the Lord God said, it is not good that man should be alone. I will make him a helper comparable to him. So it was after he gave him that command that Eve was made. So it was expected of Adam to teach his wife the commandment of God and subsequently to teach his children. Because in Genesis chapter 3, verse 2, the woman said, God said we shouldn't take out of this fruit. How did she know? She was taught by the husband. Do you see this? That brings me to the first thing I need to say to men who have become fathers, who are going to be fathers. Your duty is not just to make babies. See, a lot of people think that it's easy to be a man than to be a woman. No. It is more difficult to come to this world as a man than to come as a woman. And I will tell you something. The man is going to be judged on the way through which he led his family. The man is going to be judged on so many ways. But the way through which he led his family is one of those ways in which a man, and especially a father, is going to be judged. A woman will or may not be judged on the religious path she took. Why? Naturally, she's supposed to follow her husband. All right? So the onus is on the man, the father, to know the right way, to follow that way, and to teach his family to follow the way. So we're starting the series of the role of the father, so that you begin to know that as you have been called Mr. or a male or a man, it means a whole lot of things. There is a huge responsibility that is laid on you as a man. So all you young men out there, there's a message for you. Begin to see yourself as the Creator has made you. See, one of the most tasking duties is to give a man the duty of naming all animals on earth. Imagine that kind of duty. And all these he did before Eve came. He gave him a garden to tend. All this he did before Eve came. He gave him a commandment to follow. All this he did before Eve came. So, men out there, fathers out there, intending fathers, your duty is a whole lot of responsibility. This is the time to begin to see yourself from a different perspective, the perspective of the Creator. All right? So let's begin to do this as we go into this series of the family. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.